Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when it's find you. Welcome back if you're a regular, and welcome if it's your first time. This is going to be a quick one, uh, and I just kind of thought about this on the fly. After seeing something the other day about the 60-year anniversary of the March on Washington, and one thing I found out: as long as we march and protest, we will never work on real solutions. What are real solutions? Well, the first one is turning to and believing in a creator. Then we have to believe in ourselves and that our creator made us greater than perpetual slavery. You know, we have to believe in something greater than what another man has said we are. The next thing, we need to believe in something bigger than ourselves. You remember that line from the movie The Temptations when Melvin asked the doctor, have you ever been part of something bigger than yourself? See, Melvin was willing to sacrifice his health for the greater good. See, the next thing we have to do as men is take our families back, and then our women need to stop putting all of these outlandish responsibilities and expectations on our men. We need to sit down with our families, and we need to decide what it is we can do as a family to increase our economic footprint. If each one of us purposes ourselves to follow this blueprint, and then we have other black families around following the same blueprint of their own being, trying to increase their economic blueprint, their footprint, and then we collectively meet up with one another, we can start to determine what we can do to really fight injustice. Because right now, we're like in 1 Corinthians 13, we're making a lot of noise. And what do I mean? I become a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. That's all we are. We're making a lot of noise and we're not doing nothing. That's also can be called, like I mentioned in my book, a Pyrrhic victory. On the surface, it looks like the march was good. On the surface, it looks like civil rights was good. On the surface, it looked like all these black politicians was good. Those are all Pyrrhic victories. And see, as long as we don't have any economics, we don't have any power. Once we have economics, people start to pay attention and they start to listen better. But we have to realize that we have many black people in our midst whose job it is to make sure we stay in a state of constant victimization and not a state of empowerment. So, the system and these blacks do whatever they can to make sure we always have an atrocity to keep us distracted. If we go back to slavery, there were the members who desired freedom. And there was also a faction of other men and women, black, led by black pastors who shared the freedom plans with the masters. Well, a lot of your black pastors still do that today. And see, we don't understand that. That's why Harriet Tubman, one of the reasons Harriet Tubman carried a gun with her. Many people don't know, um, if you had children during the slave trade and you were trying to escape the freedom with those babies, they carried, I think it's opium. Opium. Harriet Tubman carried that and they would give it to the children to put them to sleep so they wouldn't cry during the movements of the night and be found. So, you had these people doing that. Look at all of these black men and women who were building a success and booming enterprises under the mentorship of Booker T. Washington. Bam! NAACP form. Look at all these black men and women under the mentorship of Marcus Garvey in the Universal Improvement Situation. Bam! NAACP again. Look at the wealth that Annie Turnbull Malone had built with her beauty and cosmetics company. And look at how many black students she was paying to attend college every year. Bam! Her husband called it NAACP and they helped him steal her wealth. In case you don't know who Annie Malone was, she was Madam C.J. Walker's mentor. Look at all of this wealth blacks were creating in the 1920s and 30s. Bam! New Deal. Now, how can I say that about the New Deal? Well, look at how those policies hurt black people. I'm not going to do it in this video. Like I said, I wanted to make this one a quick video, but go back and research how FDR's policies hurt black people. You know, all we hear about is how those policies hurt whites, but go see how those policies hurt black people and what they were doing. Look at all of the advancements that blacks had made even after the New Deal up through the 1960s. Bam! Civil rights movement. And from that point, all of a sudden, we got a whole new batch of black politicians to keep us in a constant state of derailment. The system got tired of putting out black fires every few years, so they opened the door for select blacks to come into politics and do the work for them. And next thing you know, bam! Congressional Black Caucus. And have we made any progress since their foundation? Then the crowning achievement of derailment came in the year 2008 when everybody thought they were voting for the first half black president. There were black folks all over the place saying, I know I can achieve now. That proves that they knew nothing of our accomplishments long before that point. You know, we keep accomplishing as a people and we keep getting derailed by other blacks. Then came the election of Donald Trump. More black men had entered the workforce under Trump than had in a long time. Yet, here came your black politicians telling blacks that Donald Trump was the worst thing to happen to us since the KKK, although many of their party members were actually members of the KKK. Their party created the KKK. If we're going to progress, we have to start ignoring these black politicians. They are useless when it comes to black people. They are one of the major impediments to our advancement. Talk to you later.